Hey guys, welcome to BP, the Bible Perspective. The Republicans use strategy to run their presidential campaigns while Democrats use principles. But should Democrats use strategy? I want to talk about that. Now before we do, please like and share these videos and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And if you have a question or a comment, please add it in the comment section. All comments are welcome. You know, President Donald Trump ran a brilliant campaign strategy. He had a strategy from the start. I think he was strategic from the start. In other words, I think he decided to launch his campaign in 2016 as opposed to 2012. In my opinion, I think he knew he wouldn't have won in 2012. And certainly he wouldn't want to lose to Barack Obama. But when he did run, he had a great slogan, and he had a great message, and he had a great onstage presence. Now, after his election, and remember, he targeted a very specific group of people. He came out as a Republican. He came with a great slogan, "Make America Great Again." And he came and he said, hey, let me target these people, the forgotten people. We're going to read code into all of that. We certainly could. But here was the point. It was brilliant because he energized. In my opinion, he energized that white evangelical voters, that white blue-collar voters, like no one has ever since, in my opinion, the days of Ronald Reagan. While George Bush Jr. certainly enjoyed his share of conservative white votes and the Christian votes, Ronald Reagan commanded the lion's share of it. People were enthusiastic about voting, about being an American. I remember being a young man, feeling safe. And like, hey, with this man taking the office, I feel safe. Now, the Democrats, of course, were still reeling over the defeat and the presence of Trump. And now, of course, we got this wide range of candidates that are dropping off as time going over the next couple of months, no doubt. We're going to see even more. But clearly, even now, there are several clear front runners. The problem is, what is their platform? What are they running on? In my opinion, they run on principles. Now, this is what I mean. Their principles, and I'm not necessarily saying they're good principles or bad principles. I'm saying that they run on principles. And they get stuck in the weeds of those principles. For example, you look at Elizabeth Warren, and she said that she would ask a transgender student, if she's president, she would ask a transgender student to interview her Secretary of Education. Why? Right? I mean, it's really the silliest notion that I've heard. And even now, Yang, who's now since dropped out, that he would give people $1,000 a month. Why? I'll just give $1,000 a month. That comes out to like $300 billion a month. Now think about what this man said. He's going to give each American $1,000 a month to just do whatever. Here, $1,000. Now while that sounds good, remember it comes with a $300 billion price tag per month. Now that's a principle, in my opinion, a wacky one. But here's the other thing. No one bought it. He never cracked even, I think, 10% or whatever. Okay. So he's since dropped out. Now, out of the other three, say top, maybe four, you got Joe Biden, who's seemed to be waning. Bernie Sanders is the front runner. But what is his campaign about? Right? Socialism, right? Or his brand of socialism. I'm not even talking about the socialism of a Venezuela or something like that. The problem is that when you ask particular questions, how do you pay for that? They never really tell you how. But the other thing is, who cares? Okay? Of course, then you got Amy Klobuchar, she's got a little boost, but she's not going to make it. And of course, there's Pete Buttigieg, who is still a front runner. I just don't think America, even Democrats, is ready for a gay president with his husband. Now, I may be wrong, but they push those issues, right? Those principles. What is their strategy? Now, here's in my opinion, the dark horse. In my opinion, it's going to come up and be that man to stand against Donald Trump, to be Mike Bloomberg. Why do I think he had this strategy? Because I think he is strategically planning himself. He's messaging. Of course, he has the money to do so. It doesn't hurt that his net worth is $61 billion. He could easily spend $1 billion just to run his campaign. And his ads are working. He's coming up. He has a major race problem. He adamantly defended stop and frisk. People also forget that he adamantly opposed the settlement of the Central Park Five, even after DNA evidence cleared them. And that's a sore spot. But it's a sore spot that he is overcoming. Why? Because he has a nice strategy. There's another video that he also has a good strategy from this perspective. He's a rich man. There are a lot of people that don't like Donald Trump. Let's just think about this for a moment. All the Republicans didn't think he was going to win. You have to remember, he played by, in my opinion, a play that Barack Obama used. He went to the people. Obama used social media. And Obama, at first, remember, he wasn't supported by the leaders. They were all over the place supporting Hillary and other candidates. A lot of the black leaders themselves didn't support Barack Obama. But he had a great strategy, hope and change. He had a very strong message. I believe Donald Trump studied Obama, and that was a winning strategy. And he went to energize his base. Now here's the interesting thing now. And even with all of that, and I'm going to come back to this, where the Republican strategy is and where it can fail. But the Democrats, and especially like Bloom, as he's now rising, because he's messaging, it's going to be strong. He's, like I say, overcoming his race problem, simply saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I see it now. And is that enough? Yes, it's going to be enough. And the same elite, the same leaders who might not want to attach themselves to Bloomberg, later will. You know who Bloomberg can appeal to? He can appeal to those money people, because money loves money. Do you think Bloomberg is going to vote against money issues, his money, and other money people? And he certainly could stand toe-to-toe against Trump and says, hey, I'm a real billionaire. I don't have bankruptcies. Excuse me. I don't have the frauds that you have. I made my money the American way, the capitalism way. You don't think it's going to appeal to some people, even those some people that support Trump right now? How about the never Trumpers? Huh? That they can look at Buttigieg and get past his Democrat stance and say, he's a money person. He's a person that may do good business-wise. He's also a seasoned politician. He has some leadership in terms of political leadership on his resume. 3 terms as a New York mayor. Here's another group of people that I don't hear people talk about. How about disgruntled Trumpers? Think about it. Everybody in Trump's wake, all of the people he's fired. Think about the people that they reach. Think about the people who are disgruntled with Trump, right? In his antics. Even if I was a Trump supporter, which I was never a Trump supporter, right? Because I'm sorry, he never had me when he said he was going to make Mexico pay for the wall and America wouldn't spend a dime. But there are people who believed in him. And remember that when he ran, that Trump, that 53% of white women, right, voted for him. That shocked me beyond belief. How do they feel now? Now, we do know in some cases, a week after his inauguration, women protested all over the world on Trump. You forget about that? Will they, these disgruntled Trumpers, think about all the people that he's fired. Like I say, the disgruntled Trumpers. And my point is, then could he, if he pull enough of the Democratic base, meaning even those black voters, the people, I'm saying, and then if he pull enough, siphon enough of the never Trumpers, the disgruntled Trumpers, money people, could he pull enough of them to win? That's a strategy. That's all I'm saying is a strategy. And should the Republicans change their strategy? In other words, right now, look at Trump and his strategy to only sink all of his attention into really conservative Christian values, which, in my opinion, he really doesn't believe in. Here's the point with Republicans. Even though Trump won, remember, it's not enough. And remember that his numbers, that he lost to Hillary by 3 million votes. Now, as I said in my question, which is the better principle or strategy? Strategy is certainly going to be, and has always been, and it will be this time too. So the bigger question is going to be, who has the better strategy? That's my perspective. See you next time.